Alright, it is 9:12 a.m. Tuesday, September 28th, and the main watch list I don't think has changed, but I did add like a little speed key thing if I ever trade CYBL or TONR, if I happen to trade any of these for a morning panic bounce play. I think I might have to check, maybe TONR is tradable on Schwab, but if I trade these on E-Trade, I have my, cut the trade button, which is F12. It's just something you can adjust with the speed keys. So if I'm in a morning panic bounce play and it breaks the day low, the range low, or whatever I'm risking, I will consider that and I will close a trade. I really have to get better cutting a trade if it just breaks the day low. And I've been thinking maybe with something like the way TGGI was yesterday. I don't know if I still have. Yeah, I still have a screenshot of it. With something like TGGI, what I could also do, for morning panic bounce plays, is maybe to avoid some of the headache of trying to nail a bottom like I kind of did right here, not cutting the trade immediately. What I might consider doing is maybe just letting the bottom form like it did here, and then just come back when it does like a higher low, in this case maybe a double bottom or a lower low, and see how, we can go from there, trading off of VWAP and the breakout and all of that stuff like that. So I can totally consider something like that to just avoid the initial turnaround. I might still try, but that could be a good idea. It's gonna be something to take into consideration, but all of these except for CEI are morning panic bounce play setups. I don't really like morning panic bounce play setups on listed stocks, although they kind of work sometimes. I just don't really want to trade something like, CEI, a listed stock after hours. So yeah, that's really what I have. Just a bunch of morning panic bounce play setups, and maybe if TGGI is down at least like 3 red days or something, maybe I can try a first green day reversal setup. That will be an interesting one to try, and I'll trade small. I want to do a lot better than yesterday. If there are no opportunities, that's fine, but if there is one, I'm gonna at least try. Alright, it is 9:45 and I had one trade, and even though I had to take an L on it, I'm actually really happy with the trade, and I don't regret it. I did the best that I could, and it didn't work out, and right now it could try to turn around, but I don't like it when some of these do a morning panic bounce play and it kind of trades like up and down. A lot of times they fail, but this one is trying really hard to hold 12, so we're gonna see if that one is gonna hold or not. And I don't think I'm that interested in it anymore. It looks like it cracked it briefly, but is it just gonna be a quick, little scare, and then it tries to make a move towards the upside? That could happen, but yeah, it really sucks that I wasn't able to be profitable here. And I think the only thing I could have done better was to maybe have considered the turnaround here. I totally saw the turnaround happening here from this to this. It was very easy. Maybe it wouldn't have been executed, but I totally saw that movement, that price action, and I didn't take it just because I've been burned, trying to take a level 2 reversal, and I didn't like, the time, the 931, 932 move. Those aren't really that nice, but it did have like a gap down, so that's why I was a little more open to considering a trade there, but I didn't take it, and that one would have been profitable. It got as high as 139 from that. From that, just under 13. So what is that? That's, I guess, 8% at most. So that was a move there, and I would have had a chance to sell maybe at 136 or something like that. But when it came back, I thought, okay, this is the thing from yesterday. I can try again. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, cut losses quickly. So I got in at 936, and right at the end of the candle at 131. So right here, 936, right at the close, pretty much at the close of the candle. And then I cut it the next minute, 937.25. It was looking bad. I could have been able to cut the trade before it actually broke the level, but I didn't do that, just to see if it could turn around randomly. Sometimes a bunch of people just jump in on the bid, it holds it, and they can turn around, but we didn't get that here, and that's fine. It cracked it at this 129 level. So when it cracked it, That's when I placed a sell order, and I got executed at 127. So I sold right here, I was in right here, and I sold right here, and the percent loss is just 3%. Sure, I'd wanted to be smaller, but you know, I cut losses quickly the moment that happened where it just failed here. So I traded it really nicely. I'm actually really happy. It's nice that I just stuck with the plan and I didn't bag hold it, because if I did, yeah, it would have been pretty hard for me to sell at 127 again after that. That would have been super hard. Let's see if this thing can turn around now. It did have this little panic thing under 12. I haven't been looking at the price action, but it can totally do the move now. I don't really care. I might consider it if it does inverse head and shoulders. But yeah, I was interested a little here, but you know, I've seen these fail. It just trades like trash when stocks do that, and I just don't, you know, put in any money into that. But I did try here. It didn't work out, but I don't regret it. I guess the only thing again I could have done is participate in this turnaround. That would have been nice, and I would have tried selling at VWAP. I don't know if the entire position, or try doing half, and then I cut it right here as well. So yeah, I think I did this to the best of my ability. I haven't been looking at anything else, but this one did work, although the volume wasn't nice, and I would have had to have traded with E-Trade. As you can see, I still have it at 31, and it was around here when I was somewhat interested in it. It did turn around, but this looks like it might have been something hard to sell into, because it doesn't seem to be trading as nicely. But this was a morning panic bounce trade with RGBP that worked. I was too focused on looking at TGGI. I'll make an update to see what this one does ultimately, but I'm really happy with my trade, even though it was a L, and I did trade a larger size, which was good too. I can't be upset. Maybe, you know, people are trying to find ways to screw the dip buyers. I don't care. I traded according to my plan, and I think that would have helped me a lot if I applied it yesterday. So that's all I can do, is keep getting better. I'm really happy with this trade. I don't like the way it's trading right now. It could obviously turn around at any point though, but it's just something that doesn't seem to show a high odds, so I probably won't put my money into it unless it does something nice and convincing. Other than that, I'll just leave it the way it is, and I'll make an update later. Alright, it is 10:01 a.m. I was just watching a random video, just not trying to, you know, do anything dumb or overtrade or something crazy like that, but I saw somebody say that ILUS had like a big panic, so I looked at it, and yeah, it looks like this is one of those type of things when maybe somebody just sells with a whole lot of shares, just a whole lot of dollar volume. Somebody just had a big position maybe, and they just wanted to get out of it, and these things tend to really turn around. A lot of times TGGI did one of that, I think last week. So I did try, and I placed a trade at right here 958, and there was a seller at 39.01, and I also participated in that, so I took a buy there again in this candle right here at 958, and it was looking super nice. You know, the price action to level 2 was looking nice, and then you know, I was thinking maybe there's gonna be a top at 40. I'm just looking at the trade, and then it just looks like absolute trash, right? Immediately looks like trash, and I thought, alright, this thing is looking like trash. My risk level in theory would have been this, what is this level, 38.96, so I would have cut losses here, but you know, when I can see that maybe there's a chance that it's going to do something like that, where it might break my risk level because the price action is looking like trash, I did try to sell near the top, but I wasn't really able to. I did place a sell order at 395, which was right here. Yeah, 395. I didn't get executed there, and then I just went with a quick sell order, and then I did get executed there. And even though it's turning around, if it's gonna trade like trash, I'm just not gonna be, you know, throwing much money into it. And if I had to guess, this thing could try to get to 42, but I don't regret that at all. I mean, it sucks that I'm not, you know, making money today, but at least I'm trading according to my plan. And if the promoters are just trying to find ways to mess with, the pattern or whatever, or try to get more people to just not be profitable, then I just have to adapt to whatever they're trying to do, manipulating the stock. That's totally fine. But yeah, I'm really happy with my attempt there, even though I haven't been able to really participate here. I don't want to take a L like TGGI, where it just keeps going and fading, and I get stuck with that. So I'll make an update to see what this one does eventually. I'm happy I was able to participate in it, and if the promoters like to be, I don't know, what do you want to call it, a little slutty, where they kind of break a support level just a little bit and then they come back like nothing happened, I'll have to adjust to that. But I have to see that happen more to start considering something like that. And TGGI, yeah, it's just trading kind of weird. I'm not interested in putting any money in it anymore. It's just gonna sit there. I'm just not interested in it. If it looks nice, I'll consider it. If it has a big drop like ILUS did here, I'll consider it. But no, nothing right now. CEI is looking super nice, but I'm not interested in shorting it, at least where it is right now. It has to look kind of obvious, and I'm not really the best at that. I'd probably just try something small. FERN is trying to break this level. I mean, it has broken it, but is it gonna hold it? It could. This one's interesting to look at, even if I don't trade it. CYBL is looking nice. It is the strongest out of all of them. I've said that for a few days, and yeah, it's continuing the uptrend. I wonder when it's gonna top. This thing can make nice morning panic bounce plays, at least in theory. I'll look forward to trading that. ISWH, if I was able to, I might consider a short, but I can't with my Charles Schwab account. It's still under the PDT restriction, so I think tomorrow is going to actually open up, but I'm not really interested in guessing. I'll just see, maybe tomorrow I can be able to short again, but that doesn't mean I'm going to short it as soon as I'm able to. But it does look something, it does look like something that can make a nice move. That's really nice. I hope if I get one of these setups again, I can try, even if it looks like trash for that moment there, and I get out. I just have to keep learning and adjusting. I'm trading today very nicely, despite the fact that I'm not like profitable or anything, so I can't really be upset. I can just go out and buy something nice for myself just to not freaking bruise my ego. But yeah, I'm gonna be keeping an eye on this slutty price action. Maybe the promoters are a little slutty themselves, and I just have to learn. Alright, it is 10:21 a.m. and I want to make an update. I was really interested in shorting CEI in the 330s because it looks like a head and shoulders. A bit risky because it's the head of a potential head and shoulders, and it didn't have to work out. Shoulder, and then here was that potential head, and right before it had this downtrend, this nice downtrend down here, it did just barely break the day high by a penny, right? If I was still short this, if I was short this thing in the first place, I would already have covered at this point right here. It could try to make a consolidation like here perhaps, and then go for another shoulder, not shorter, and then maybe consider the shoulder of that. But I don't like that. It's an uptrending potential head and shoulders right now, so it might actually fail and break the high later. But that was super nice, really cool to look at. It's not like it would have brought me green on a day or anything. I mean, 335 and I cover at 322, that's 13. I'd still be down a little on a day, but that was really nice. And ILUS was nice. It just right here was disgusting with the 2 wicks, and it seems like Tim at some point bought this stock, and I guess all of his yuppies started chasing the trade, which is why this thing happened. So I thought it was, it was in effect the uptrend, and what happened was that maybe all those people who chased Tim's alert because they're degenerates, worse than promoters, just chased it. And maybe that's why it caused this weird wick and price action that threw me out of it. But yeah, I just don't want to, do anything dumb. So I cut it there. But hey, it's still working. It did the thing there. I could have considered a dip, but I didn't really want to. TUNR doesn't look that nice. TGGI. It did look like it was trying to do inverse head and shoulder, shoulder head shoulder, and I guess it kind of worked a little. But this is kind of like bad price action. It's not something I was going to be interested in anymore. I probably again should have considered this one right here, but that's alright. And ISWH is looking a little weird. I don't want to just go over these things again, but yeah, this was a really nice move with CEI. I'll make an update. I'm probably going to be red on the day and not trade anything else, which is totally fine because at least I stuck to my rules unlike yesterday. So yeah, I'll make an update later. Alright, it is 12:48 and I want to make an update. I haven't been looking at the markets that much anymore, but there have been some nice moves, and at this point I'm going to just call it off and make an update once the markets are closed to see what everything does afterwards. I have to go and do some other things right now with my main source of income, my business, and I won't really be looking. I might have it on my laptop, my laptop in the garage, some charts to look at here, maybe if something nice shows up, but I probably won't trade anything else. TGGI did do this choppy turnaround, but yeah, this thing was kind of gross. But yeah, my trade was right here. I could have done this reversal. Yeah, it kind of sucks that I've been trying the reversals, and I'm off or wrong on some of them, especially this one being a 931, 932 turnaround. Sometimes they drop and then actually bottom at like 934 is a very common minute, but this one actually did work. I could have been profitable, and yeah, it pretty much thinks that the few times I've tried it, it doesn't work at the level, and then this one I don't do it and it works out there. However, it didn't really offer like a double bottom or a higher low. This one I would have probably have cut half or maybe the entire position if I didn't try selling above VWAP there. So it's just a learning progress, and not all patterns are the same, obviously. I guess it did the inverse head and shoulders thing, but it looks all choppy and ugly, but some people bought it. I mean, there's not a lot of volume, but compared to what it was before, but it was still decent. It still did a nice run up. It did like a sketchy drop right here. I saw it. At first I thought it was just like some glitch that E-Trade does when it just shows a price at a super low level, but then as soon as a tick or some kind of transaction goes through the chart at the very end, it just kind of fixes itself. But no, this one had like a freaky drop, and it did try to turn around. I guess this was the reversal day. It did two things at once. It did all of the downtrending and then a reversal. So that's pretty interesting. ILUS. Yeah, this one got as high as 44, but I probably would have been selling had I have bought it and held, or maybe bought at a later point. Or maybe if I just saw that maybe it could have been a whole bunch of people chasing Tim's alerts that maybe caused that candle that happened right there. That could have been something too. That was a nice move. Yeah, it's really unfortunate, but I guess whatever I make and lose at this point in my trading doesn't really matter in the long run. It's the lessons, and I think I learned a lot today, which is really good. TUNR still looks weird. CYBL might try to go red, but it's midday. It can still do a lot of stuff. CEI, this one was super impressive. So I wanted it to like get a little higher, but it didn't look like a shoulder until it broke through, really. And that was a nice killer drop. It got as low as 279, which would have been profitable even with a tiny 100 share position at 336. So I wouldn't have held all the way there, but it's nice to see something that had a lot of potential. Just a really nice head and shoulders, shoulder head shoulders. The head looked a bit nicer to trade. then the shoulder here, and it did break the neckline, which is 313, which makes it super profitable. I didn't see this. I probably would have traded that, and it is a listed stock, so they're kind of sketchy to trade, at least for me. FERN is still uptrending. That's all I have. Just, yeah, kind of unfortunate, but I need to accept the fact that I did my best, and it just didn't work out with TGGI, at least when I tried. But I should have tried that first one. That would have probably helped a lot, but I think a lot of good lessons were learned. And if the patterns changed a little, and maybe they break the day low just a tiny bit and then it comes back, but then sometimes it doesn't, I need to just get better and learn to find the difference between the two, and I just have to keep adapting. And as long as I stick to my rules, that will be really good. I look forward to tomorrow, and maybe I'll trade something if I see something extraordinary, but I probably won't, and I'll make an update later to see how these all close. Alright, it is 4:50 p.m. and I'm here to call it off. I think I am down like 17 bucks today, but yeah, I had a good time just finishing a bunch of orders, and I feel a lot better. I don't feel salty like I was anymore, even if it was just like a little $10, $20, $30. I just have to not take it that harshly, and just think of the overall big picture. I constantly have to keep adapting and trying new things. My trade was TGGI once again right here, and it is trying to hold itself. Maybe tomorrow can be like a reversal day if it tries to do maybe like a red to green move or something like that. That might be something I can try to push myself to trade. It's not a morning panic bounce play, which I feel most comfortable with, but it's going to be practice trying different setups. It's nice to see the thing here with ILUS happen. Maybe in the future, if something like this happens again, I won't be so picky and so scared. But yeah, it was a good setup, and it totally made itself a pretty nice move. I will continue to look for setups like this, and it was a really good learning experience. Nothing here with TONR. ISWH could be a short in the future. CBYL did do a downtrend later in the day. It doesn't look like it was very nice in terms of a reversal until it got to here, and at this point, maybe it has a dip here. Is it going to head back? Is it going to hold? It's already pretty high off of the lows. It doesn't look very easy to trade, and CEI, maybe an inverse head and shoulders here is not really the best. This thing is consolidating. I'm not going to be interested in trading it anytime soon. FERN is just trying to hang itself there. A lot of these are going to be nice potential morning panic bounce play setups. I have to be thankful for that, even though I'm not happy with today's results. I would have probably felt a lot worse if I didn't cut losses. And if I didn't cut losses and get out at 127, I would have been underwater for a pretty long time. And then even if I would have sold here right at the very highest level of the day, and oh yeah, I made a profit, no, I would have felt even worse, because then I just bag held through this, and I'm trying to trade a decent way, and I have to keep adjusting and getting better. But yeah, I look forward to rewatching this. I should have considered the initial morning panic bounce play. Maybe when I try again in the future, it'll break the level, but it'll just be another good practice cutting losses quickly. So I can't get upset. I feel a lot better. I'll try not to be so salty, and yeah, that's all I have for today.